There will be a time. Oh, oh.
Hey guys, and welcome on into another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends, free NHL picks. I'm Terry, ready to break down today's slate. Only 3 games on the slate today. One game I really love, the other two, well, it's going to happen, but the one game I really like, so of course we'll talk about that one. Good day, Terry, to you as well, Captain Bry. I hope the NHL has been treating you well, and hope the NHL has been treating everyone that watches the show well lately. We will jump into what happened yesterday and take a look at what happened yesterday in the NHL. Starting with the game that I said was my favorite game of the night when we started the show. I had the over 6.5. I did move to 7, so I didn't put it up here on the show, but I did have the over 6.5. Avalanche money line should not have been that price against this Ottawa Senators team, so I took the money line as well. And to get the team total over 3.5, minus 104 was again too good to pass up in this situation. Even on the second night of a back-to-back for Colorado, even with their third goaltender in, this Avalanche team is just far better than the Ottawa Senators. I love that the Avalanche were off a loss to Montreal too, which definitely motivated them to bounce back here. Ottawa had a 4-2 lead. The Senators had a lead, and then they allowed 5 unanswered goals by the Colorado Avalanche, and that is the Senators team in a nutshell this year. That's what they do when they get the lead. They just immediately give up multiple goals. They've done it on multiple times this season. So overall, fantastic game here to start off the day. Obviously a 7-4 Avalanche win. Here in this game, Anaheim Ducks and Washington Capitals 2-0 Capitals win. I'm glad I passed on this one. Player props didn't do all that well. Overall, it was just a good game to pass, and I'm glad I did. Moving on to this one, kind of a heartbreaker. I don't bet unders for a reason. And of course, this game went over quick and then slowed down. It looked like it was possibly going to stay under. Of course, the Kraken with a late goal and then going down 4-2. And as soon as they did that, I knew they were going to pull the goalie at some point. And of course, the Rangers score in a 5-2 win. And Panarin didn't score, which makes it even worse. So that game was unfortunate, but it's going to happen. LA Kings and Dallas Stars, 5-1 win for the Stars. This LA Kings team struggles on the second night of back-to-back, and they just struggle in general right now. This Kings team is in a free fall. They just continue to lose games. Yes, they had that one win against Carolina, but otherwise they've lost 9 of their last 10 and just not playing well right now, the LA Kings. New York Islanders, Winnipeg Jets. The Islanders had won, what was it, 7 in a row against the Jets, and the Jets ended that with a 4-2 win here against the Islanders, 44-37 in shots, so a ton of shots in this game, and a 4-2 final for the Winnipeg Jets. San Jose and Chicago, well, this game went to a shootout, and despite outplaying, the Chicago Blackhawks got outplayed by the San Jose Sharks, outshot 38-25 during the game. The Blackhawks able to get the win in a shootout there against the Sharks. Toronto Maple Leafs, Edmonton Oilers. I did lean with Toronto, who took a 2-0 lead in this game. And then they tried to mimic the Ottawa Senators, and they allowed 4 unanswered goals after that. So Edmonton winning 4-2. And I'm glad I stayed off the Leafs here in this one. Arizona Coyotes, Calgary Flames. everyone and their mother jumped on the over in this game, the over 6.5 once it was announced that Vladar was in net. And a really slow start to the game. Finished 3-2 Calgary in overtime. Calgary continues their dominance over the Arizona Coyotes, but the over 6 lost, unfortunate. The two players that I mentioned in this game for Calgary, Blake Coleman and Nazem Kadri, both found the back of the net. So that was good overall for that. But overall, 3-3 night on the show yesterday. If you include the over in the Colorado game as well. And I'm glad that I went bigger on my bets in that Colorado game. So it was ultimately a winning night for me. And we'll try to do that again here on today's slate. But before that, we will take a look at what's happening in the chat here. NHL card trash today. Yeah, the Sabres play, so it's an awful card. Awful. Terry, Jerry Springer crowd chant. Hey, there you go. Terry, we meet again. Yes, we do. Avs over was beautiful. Yeah, yeah. It was. It was. Super gross. There you go. An 8-game favorite parlay would have cashed yesterday. There you go. No dogs winning yesterday. Also, Fire Lane Lambert. I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet. When the entire bench of the Islanders decided to, um, once an empty net goal was scored, I think they were against Nashville, the entire Islanders bench and coaching staff decided to leave the game before the final horn, with only Bo Horvat standing on the bench. Um, and that just tells me right there that there's a broken locker room. They don't want to play for their coach. So that's just alarm bells. You don't see that. Everyone always waits to the final horn. You don't see players and the coaching staff leaving before the game is even finished. So alarm bells going off, stuff's going on in New York. Hawks. Hawks. Yes, Jay Stone. Congratulations to your Hawks. They beat the Sharks in a shootout. So that's excellent for them to have done that. They're the best. No, I'm just kidding. I think today will be the same. All favorites will win. We'll see. We'll see. What up, Terry? How's it going, Fernando? Hope things are well. Also, there's a good chance Chicago Buffalo gets postponed to tomorrow. Interesting. Interesting. Cash Rangers puck line and a few other plays. Let's keep rolling. Yes, let's do that. The horn went off before the empty net goal versus Nashville. They thought the game was all right, all right. But yeah, it is what it is. But we'll move on to today's slate. 3 games to talk about, and we will start with the first one here, which is between the Montreal Canadiens and the New Jersey Devils. Montreal plus 150 to plus 170. New Jersey minus 177 to minus 205. Home favorites. 6.5. There does appear to be a 6 at Pinnacle, which is kind of interesting in this game. Starting goaltenders, it'll be Samuel Montembeault in net for Montreal against Nico Doss for New Jersey. Pretty similar numbers overall. Nico Doss has played pretty well, 3-2 in the year, 2.63 goals against average, 921 save percentage. So he's played better than the other Devils goaltenders. Montembeault, 9-6-4, 2.89 goals against average, 909 save percentage. Pretty good numbers being on a team that is a losing team overall. How have these teams done recently? Montreal 2-1-2 in their last 5. 5 of their last 8 games over 6.5. 3 of their last 5 games going to overtime. The Devils 3-2-1 in their last 6. 6-2-1 for a total of 6. So 6 overs, 2 under, 1 game finish with 6 goals. One of their last 3 went to overtime. So both teams have been going to overtime recently. Here, New Jersey 12-2-1 in the last 15 games against Montreal. They've had success against Montreal for years. 7 overs, 2 under, 1 game finish with 6 goals for a total of 6. And ultimately, this game's a pass when it comes to single plays here for me. I really was leaning towards the over. Both teams trending towards the over right now. Both teams have gone over in the past. Um, but the Devils, a couple games here where they're not really scoring a whole lot. I really don't like to back the Devils without Jack Hughes. So there's no way I'm looking at the Devils puck line, which is I'd have to go with the Devils in regulation or on the puck line if I was going to back the Devils here. And I'm just not interested in doing that. I'm tempted with the over 6, which is available at Pinnacle there, but Miko Doss has played well, and I don't know. I just don't feel good enough about the over. So this game is ultimately a pass when it comes to single plays. Player props, who's doing well? Mike Matheson and Cole Caulfield both have points in 3 straight games for the Montreal Canadiens. And Jesper Bratt and Eric Holla both have points in 3 of their last 4 for New Jersey. Overall, nothing really strong in this game. Ultimately, it's pretty much just a pass here for me. Back to the well, Reinhardt. We will discuss that game here in a couple seconds. We will. Only played today under 6.5 in this game. Interesting. Interesting. No Barkov today. Maybe Bennett stays hot. Sprinkle him. Anytime goal. Yeah, I wasn't expecting Barkov to play. Um, so it wasn't a big surprise for me there that he's not playing. I still like my play in the next game. Devils are injured to shit right now, lacking offense at the moment. Exactly, and that's why I ultimately couldn't pull the trigger on the over because I just can't. I can't. So I would really much rather have obviously Jack Hughes in the lineup if I was going to back the Devils or the over. Going along to the second game, and this is my favorite game of today's slate. We have the Detroit Red Wings plus 170 to plus 185 heading to Florida, minus 205 to minus 210. 6.5s right across the board here in this game. How have these teams been playing recently? Well, the Detroit Red Wings 5-0-1 in their last 6 games, 6 overs, 2 unders, 1 game finished with 6 goals. They've gone to overtime in 2 of their last 3. Florida, 9-1-1 in their last 11. They have lost back-to-back games. 2 overs, 5 under, 1 push. 2 of their last 3 have gone to overtime. So we've seen both teams go to overtime recently. Looking at what's happened when these teams have faced each other in the past, well, it is one-sided. And it's extremely one-sided here. Florida has won 20 of the last 22 games between these teams. So Detroit's got 2 wins there. Florida has 20, 4 overs, 2 unders, 1 game finished with 6 goals. Obviously, Patrick Kane won't be playing for the Red Wings. Barkov won't be playing for Panthers. Also, going back to Florida's dominance against the Detroit Red Wings, not only have they won 20 of the last 22, they've won 6 of the last 7 games by multiple goals, and 5 of the last 7 games by 3 or more goals. So when Detroit faces Florida, it's not very close. For me, give me the Florida Panthers on the puck line here. Give me Sam Reinhart anytime goal, and give me Carter Verhaeghe over half an assist at plus 135. Um, Detroit's been playing well, but during their win streak, they've beaten San Jose, they've beaten Anaheim, they've beat LA twice. Of course, that could look better than it is. LA is in a free fall right now. And they've also beat Toronto, who's struggling right now as well. Florida, off back-to-back losses. They haven't lost 3 in a row this year. And I just expect a strong, motivated Florida Panthers team here against a team they've dominated for years. So I'll take the Panthers on the puck line, even without Barkov. I got it for plus 110. You can get it for plus 120 right now. It ultimately doesn't scare me that Barkov is not playing in this game because the 3 players I want are playing. Sam Reinhart has a goal in 7 straight games for Florida. 10 of his last 11 games, he has a goal. He has at least 3 shots on goal in 11 of his last 12. Carter Verhaeghe has an assist in 8 of his last 9 games, playing fantastic hockey as well. And Matthew Tkachuk has a point in 9 straight games, 12 of his last 14, and at least 4 shots on goal in 5 of his last 6 games. Those 3 on the top power play together. Florida's power play has been hot. Really, it'll take one Reinhart goal from Verhaeghe to cash both my props there. Dylan Larkin has a point in 5 straight games, at least 3 shots on goal in 8 of his last 9 for Detroit. Lucas Raymond has a point in 6 of his last 8 games. Time to hunt tonight. Give me the Florida Panthers in this game. I wonder what the first period under 1.5 is at. I'm assuming you're talking about the last, yeah, for the Canadiens game. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Been cashing on Reinhart and no goal for Nylander for the last couple of games now. Yeah, Nylander not only no goal but no points in 4 straight games. So I don't know what's going on there with Nylander. Got his big bag of money and now starting to go downhill recently. Sam Reinhart, anytime goal plus 120. Of course, how can you not be playing that recently? Lean Florida puck line pass priced out. All right. All right. Here comes the draw. They have been going to overtime recently, but I just feel like this is Florida's lost 2 in a row at home here. They've had a couple days here to think about it. I think we got a really motivated Panthers team. And this Wings team is not as good as their record looks. They're not as good as they played recently, in my opinion. Leaning draw 2. All right. All right. Boost parlay, Larkin and Reinhart parlay. I locked that in. Yeah, both to get a point. I like that. I like that. Official news source from the Buffalo Sabres tonight's game between Buffalo and Chicago has been postponed to Thursday, the 18th, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Interesting. Interesting. So I don't have to break down the next game. Can the Red Wings keep up and score with the Peas? I don't think so. I ultimately don't think so. Spoiler alert, I was passing in the next game. I have absolutely nothing in this next game. But as Nick says, it no longer exists on today's schedule. So we don't even have to look at it or talk about it at all. Goalies in the last game, it is Alex Lyon versus Sergei Bobrovsky. Lyon making his return to Florida. But I think the Panthers will be too much for him ultimately. But that's today's slate. 3 games on today's slate. If you are like me and you want to get an early start on tomorrow, all my team stats are up for tomorrow's games, and I'll be getting to player props as well in the next hour or two. So if you want more to look at tomorrow's slate a little bit early, check out the spreadsheet in the description below for my stats for tomorrow's slate. And best of luck tonight on everyone. Obviously, a small slate. It is what it is. I was passing too. Yeah. Yeah. That's just, it's a bad game. It's a bad game. Check your house rules if you bet Chicago Buffalo. LOL. Yeah. But we'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place for 8 games or 10 games. I can't remember exactly, but we will see you all on tomorrow's slate. Best of luck, unless you're on Detroit, and we'll see you again. Thanks for watching, guys.